This is thrifty and he never forgets his roots. Although both he and Qigu were born in the Qingshan dynasty, they were not close to Yao Qing, the first assistant of the parent official in his hometown, and Bai O, the national teacher, and they did not even have the slightest affection. Sun Daochong turned his head to look at the skinny monkey-like junior rice thief and smiled at his beard. What's the matter? I don't say anything when I see the poor road and am going to kill him? Wang Yunlu said with no good air, take care of you. The two sides, who are very different in age, seniority and state, did not speak with their hearts. Sun Daochong said melon peel. Wang Yunlu replied, little baby. Sun Daochong smiled and asked, buck a bowl? Wang Yunlu nodded and said, don't make the difference, the most expensive one comes. Daochong's son really threw a pot of immortal brew over. It seems that cursing is cursing, drinking is drinking. The rice thief has a lineage and is not recognized by Yujing. Its status on the mountain under the Qingming world is somewhat similar to that of a thief who has fallen on the ground. When can I find a Wormkong ant? Hugh. Either Minger or later. The old View Master's move was obviously to support the rice thief, and he would not give Bai Yujing a little bit of face. Unlike the sparse corpse Jer immortal, the lineage of the rice thief has become a climate in the Qingming world, with a large number of people spreading in the land of the three states. Just ask for a Taoist genealogy, but don't go to the court official's office as a Taoist official. If they must be an official, then they simply don't even want the Taoist official. And this is the situation created by the master Sun Daochong of Xuanduguan with one hand. It is rumored that Yu Dou had been in charge of Bai Yujing for 100 years, and he almost had to kill all the Mi pirates himself, but was stopped by the brother of the master. The fellow villagers around the young Taoist priests have been worried all the time. Just talk to the old Guanju. Are you really afraid of being beaten to death? Sun Daochong, who has heard of the Dashuandu temple, is notoriously small-minded. The greatest joy on the path of cultivation lies in his fondness for turning over old accounts, and he is good at sapling people halfway through the thunder and thunder. The whole world knows that Sun Lao Guan's decent style. Pandao has no other advantages, just a little bit jealous, like hatred no sand can get in his eyes. You let the sand in the eyes of the poor road and the sand in the shoes of the poor road so as not to delay your practice, you just walk on your feet. Wang Yuanlu was an unknown person in his hometown and he went out for a long trip for the first time. He bumped into the incognito Daochong's son halfway. Then he did some business in partnership and lost a lot of money. It was not because of money scams, but actually, don't forget those few words, give more and get more, I don't think too much. Zhao Duanming nodded and said, it must be proper. Among the surnames of Dali Sheng's Huguo, Yuan, Chao and Guan are the undoubted first grades. Then came the Yu family of a queen empress and the Tianshui Zhao family who was in charge of horse politics in a country, followed by Fufengqie family, Poyang Ma family, Zi Zhaoyan family, etc. They are not very different from each other. Each official hilltop and context. Previously, Lu Yu helped Qin Pingon and Tianshui Zhao's patriarch to ask for a picture of Zhao's family instructions. According to the agreement, without mentioning Qin Pingon, Lu Jia only said that he wanted it. Although Tianshui Zhao, who is in charge of many racecourses in Dei, is laughed at as horse dung Zhao. But the so-called Guanga style in the officialdom of Dei is actually Zhao style. Similar to the preface official card of the official Sun Chu of the Hongshu Temple, and the ring stone inscriptions that are used by officials of a country and large and small, they all come from the handwriting of the patriarch of the Zhao family. Lu Pa was on the side of the patriarch of the Zhao family. He had always been a big fan. He occasionally drank there. To the famous second-ranking minister, Lu Pa always took a bite of a little Zhao. Zhao Duanming returned home with the steward and saw the grandfather who was recovering from the illness at home, but it was strange that in the eyes of the young gas trainer, the grandfather had a very strong body and there was no sign of cold. The old man stood on the steps of the small courtyard, bent over and touched the young man's head and said with regret, "Have you not been struck by lightning recently?" Zhao Duanming rolled his eyes. The old man took Zhao Duanming for a walk to the garden, talking to himself. Said that Tong Yezhou is an indisputable sad book. Fu Yaozhou is an anger book. As for our Aquarius Island, it is a book of heaven that neither enemy nor us can understand. The young man waited until the old man stopped learning and then asked, Grandpa, is that basket of calligraphy and painting ready? Master is in a hurry. How come it becomes a basket? The old man then smiled and said, The master is not in a hurry. What is your master? The young man shut up and said, He is very old in the world. How can he leak the wind? The old man sighed for no reason. To work with people with the guts, you need to read from a place without words. The young man nodded and said, Grandpa, this is a very good sentence. I have to write a calligraphy and painting and I will take it away. The old man looked at the energetic boy and laughed. For a twilight old man, every time he falls asleep he doesn't know if it's a farewell. Probably because of this, the elderly generally sleep very lightly. The morning sun is like a golden deer, gently stepping on the forehead of the sleeper.